A man asked me if his body parts still belong to him, and I still think about it LMAO. I work in the OR. Funniest was a guy quickly sat straight up after extubation. We're all standing around him making sure he doesn't try to jump off the table. He looks at me and then slowly gives me double finger guns. Turns his head to another staff member and slowly gives them finger guns. Didn't say a word, just finger guns. A lot of people wake up really crazy, they start swinging or just get really restless on a narrow or bed. It's nice when people wake up sleepy, and I'll just bundle 'em up with blankies and roll out. Guy wakes up in the recovery room after left knee replacement surgery, and starts talking with his wife. Well, at least I still have 2 good knees. Oh honey, she replied, you just had knee surg. He interrupts in a loud voice, my right knee and my weenie. Woke up thinking I'd had sex with my doctor. And apologized to him for how bad it was. When I got my wisdom teeth out, the nurse was trying to wake me up and said, okay, it's time to open your eyes. Can you open your eyes for me? I said, say please. She said please very nicely, and I opened my mouth as wide as I could. ER tech here. We often do conscious sedations with ketamine to realign broken bones. I had a 10-year-old girl who snapped her arm on the trampoline. When she was coming out of the ketamine slumber, she asked why she saw God. Little freaky. She also snarfed down 4 PB and amp J sandwiches after, and I was impressed. The best has to be the sledding accident kid who snapped his tibia. When he was coming out of the ketamine sleep, he kept begging us not to tell his mom he smoked weed for the first time the day before. His mom was in the room while this was taking place. We had to slide board a patient from the stretcher to his bed after an endoscopy. You put a board between bed and stretcher and then grab patient and slide them over to bed with sheet underneath them. My patient screamed WEEE. And then proceeded to tell us that these are the best drugs ever, and that it felt like the 60s again. I had a male patient who as he woke up mumbled I'm not pregnant. Did a short stint in recovery as part of my graduate program. I got proposed to a couple of times. Same guy would walk past me in the corridor a day later, and not recognize me. A 15-yo was waking up and talking more. And trying to get out of bed before he was ready. Bud, where are you going? I've got to go to my locker buddy, you're in the hospital. You can't go to your locker right now. So where are you trying to go? Serious expression. The future. My brother got his wisdom teeth out not too long ago. When he woke up, he started laughing a lot, like he wasn't laughing super hard, but he was laughing for super long, and it almost sounded monotone. After a couple minutes of just flatline laughter, he stopped and mumbled chicken like it's what he was laughing at. Don't know why, but it stopped him from laughing for a bit. I once told the nurses to stop. I wasn't asleep yet. I wasn't ready. They laughed and said they were done. Another time I came out saying sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Almond Joy has nuts, mounds don't. No clue why I was singing this, but the nurses thought I was hilarious, and let family know this happened. I came out of it in the middle of a conversation with Gandalf. I was trying to sell him Tupperware. Not a nurse, but I had dental surgery at a hospital in Bangkok a few years ago. I had pretty much come out of anesthesia, and was just waiting for the doctor and discharge stuff. There was this giant Aussie guy also in recovery, and he kept trying to sneak away. Like he'd look around, grab his 4-pole, and tiptoe toward the exit. The nurses were just kind of herding him around the room back to his bed. Then he'd do the same thing again. The nurse with me asked if I wanted the curtains closed, and I was like, hell no. I just had major oral surgery, and this is funny. So she and I sat there for nearly 20 minutes watching his shenanigans. Nurses have patience like saints, I swear. When I was in high school, I was just getting put under, and feeling loopy for a wisdom teeth operation, and the nurse was making small talk with me, and told me she graduated from the same high school I went to, and was on the dance team, and I told her no you weren't, you have to be pretty to be on the dance team right before blacking out. I think about this sometimes before I go to sleep at night. Nurse, I am so sorry to do you like that when you were just doing your job.
Oh.
A friend of mine woke up after surgery, and stated I want to eat a Christmas tree. Not a nurse. My wife woke up from a surgery, and started pointing into the middle of the room, and in a soft voice said fuck you, and you. What's that smell? She then looked over at me and says, when did you get here ya asshat? LOL. She doesn't cuss much, so I got a good laugh out of it. Not a nurse, but my twin sister started speaking fluent Spanish to my mom after she woke up from getting her wisdom teeth removed. We're half Puerto Rican, on our mom's side, so we've grown up hearing Spanish, but neither of us had ever carried a fluent conversation with her in it. But apparently my doped up sister could. Patient here with a great story nonetheless. When I got my wisdom teeth removed, I apparently had a religious experience. I'm agnostic, grinning face with sweat. I told my mom, who was with me, that I saw people walking on water. Next, I kept telling her that I saw Jesus. Apparently, when the female nurse came back into the room, I did the Catholic sign of the cross and whispered to my mom, that's him. That's Jesus. The nurse lost her shit.
Oh.
Also not a nurse, but I had ankle surgery last year. They gave me animal crackers after, and I remember being really upset that I didn't realize until the last cracker that I forgot to look at the animals and appreciate each one,